All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special video, 4.5 marks. Now, I'm here with Logan, Mr. Logan Davis, owner of Magnum Wrestling. We're gonna do a special video. I'm very excited. We've done a similar video before. This is a ranking video. I purposely I didn't tell you what you'll be ranking.
Yeah, I'm going in this cold.
So the kind of the rules are: S is top tier,
God tier.
F is the worst. If you haven't seen it, we're doing movies. By the way.
Okay.
Specifically horror movies.
Perfect.
Or I guess horror / suspense.
Okay.
Some of them might not be considered a horror movie. I consider them all horror movies, but we'll see. But if you haven't seen it, automatically goes to F tier.
Okay.
All right. Perfect. I'm pretty sure you've seen all of these, but we'll see. But yes, horror movies. Because of course you are a horror fan aficionado. I've started to have more interest in horror movies, and I've been watching a couple more. But I just think it'd be fun. But before we get started, we have an event coming up.
Yeah.
March 21st.
Yep.
What do we got?
Weekend at Strife, Volume 3. We're at Volume 3 already. Huge. This is our Super Bowl. This is our pinnacle event. It is made to honor the legacy of Jason Strife. It's a culmination of every story that you've seen throughout the last edition of Weekend at Strife. So this is like a year-long epic. And we're going to see a lot of payoffs. We're going to see a lot of history that night. So one of two charity shows that we do too. So
perfect. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about the show as we go through the video. But let's start off with I got a bag here. I'm just randomly drawing them. I kind of remember most of the movies I picked out, but we'll see. So first movie that you will have to rank is a classic in the Blair Witch Project.
Ooh, Blair Witch Project. This movie is one of the only movies that kind of terrified me growing up. I watched it alone. I feel like I was like preteen when it came out, and we had a basement that kind of looked like this.
Oh, no.
That ending scene. I wouldn't say... Actually, no, it's innovative. Like, this kind of started the whole, like, found footage stuff. We're going to start off on this. That is a trendsetter as far as, like, lost footage.
I will say one thing I remember vividly about that movie is it's not even anything in the movie. It was, I can't remember where I was. I want to say it was Walgreens or Walmart. And I want to say it was Walgreens because it was so random. They had the movie and it came with underwear because it was so terrifying that you wet your pants.
Okay.
Yeah. So
it's just so good about, if you've seen that movie, sorry, like, or if you haven't, spoiler, but like, you don't even see anything and it's just scary. And I feel like that's the unknown that gets you.
Next up, we have, and so some of these, of course, have other installments. Mm-hmm. You can do it by whichever movie I hand you, or you can do it by the whole series.
Okay.
So I got Candyman.
Oh my gosh. So I did meet the Candyman, R.I.P. Almost, it was not this last November, but the November before. Legendary movie. Legendary actor. Who's kind of like icon. I don't feel like it really gets the justice that it deserves. Because it's not as well known, and I don't really feel like it's like that elite level, but it is a damn good movie. Damn haunting and terrifying. We're going to put A on that one.
Perfect. I should space them out better.
And I don't really want to like put everything on S, but like, man, horror. Like, so almost everything could be an S with me, but I'm going to try to be a little bit like not unbiased, should I say.
Sure.
So
next up, The Strangers.
The Strangers. So this one might be a little bit embarrassing. I didn't watch this one.
Oh.
So got an F.
So funny enough, The Strangers was one of like as a adult who started to understand movies. Mm-hmm. That was one of the first horror movies I watched. Mm-hmm. I like it. It's pretty good.
It's on the dock to watch. Embarrassingly, there's not to get too deep. There was a period of time I wasn't really watching a lot of horror movies just because of prior relationships.
Sure.
But like, there's some I missed that I'm trying to catch up. That has been one of them. So.
Well, let's go with the classic and just shout out to my wife, one of her favorite movies. Not her favorite one. That's in here though. Children of the Corn.
Children of the Corn. Gosh, I'm gonna make enemies with your wife already. Overrated.
Oh.
set in Nebraska.
Is it set in Nebraska?
Creepy. Yeah, Gatlin, Nebraska, which isn't. It's a fictional town. I believe they did actually film it in Nebraska too. But oh man, I'm sorry to your wife. This is one of my least favorite horror movies. It's not scary.
Fair enough.
Is that the only reason?
It's not scary, and it's just so random. Like, and being somebody who's from the Midwest, like, come on, we don't need to be like seen that way. We're not that way. So
fair enough. I think you'll like this movie, but Midsummer.
Midsummer. Okay, so this one I love, like A24 movies. Yeah, this is A24.
Mm-hmm.
And Florence Pugh, just terrific actress. This one messes with your mind. It's up there with like the the Jordan Peele sort of movies and whatnot. I love those mental like mind F movies. I'm gonna put that one in the A.
This is a good pick. It's a great movie. The Thing.
The Thing. Classic. I mean, I don't really know if it's like stood the test of time. I wasn't really a big fan of like watching it. Like there are movies that I watched on repeat, and this was like kind of one of the ones we had on VHS that I didn't really watch that much. But it is a cult classic. It is, it's still very much regarded as one of the most watched. As far as it's concerned, I'll go B on that one, just to give it a little bit of respect. Not my favorite, but not bad by any means.
So this next movie, I've heard great things about. I personally haven't seen it, so I'm wondering if you have. It Follows.
It Follows. So I'm gonna get deep on this one just because I read into movies to know that. Gosh, spoiler alert! Turn off your video or skip ahead 15 seconds. It is a sexual transmitted disease. Is basically the allegory with it. And I was like, oh, okay, like watching it, but I had fun. Was it the best? No. I'll watch it again. It's fun. I'll put a C on that one. It's innovative, but once you get spoilers over now, once you kind of like figure out what it's about, you're like, oh, okay.
Oh,
That's a choice.
Next up, the Scream franchise. Or you can do about the first movie.
I mean, we're not
wow.
going to discuss too much. That is iconic. It is a movie that is slasher, but it also makes fun of the horror movie genre too. That's what like the creators of Scary Movie, like the Wayans brothers, would say. Like they had such a hard time making Scary Movie because Scream itself is a parody, and they just keep getting better. I cannot wait for the new one. I didn't really watch the TV series, but like anything, I've been told it's great. But all the movies, I will watch them. I will be like front row, well, not front row at the movie theater, but like I'll have my ticket right away, dead center, popcorn, ready to go. So Scream, epic, top tier, God tier, as the voice of God behind the camera says.
But before we move on to the next one, in your opinion, what is the best seat in a movie theater?
Best seat in the movie theater?
I always like the last row.
Depends on if you're on a date. If you're on a date, go to the last row. You can just cuddle, hold hands. Don't do dirty things in the theater, people. Like
they can see those things, by the way.
Yeah, there's hidden cameras. Don't know. It's like peeing in a pool. Just don't do it. If you're, I don't know, if you're solo, I always tend to get like middle row, like basically middle of the theater because you got all this around you. But if you're on your date and you just kind of want to casually cuddle and all that, go to the back. People can't bother you. You're not bothering others. People aren't staring at you, canoodling, sharing a peck every now and then. It just depends.
Yeah.
Is it a solo night or is it a date night?
See, for me, regardless, it's always if I can get the middle, back, last row.
Mm-hmm.
Me and wife get into an argument every time we go to the theater because she always wants like second or third from the last in the middle. And it's like I'd rather just be all the way in the back. I can just see everything. And
I will say, like, leave the back row if you're going solo or with friends. Leave that back row for the cuddlers of the world. Just be respectful for the people on a date.
Yeah, especially if you're going to like a more like adult-y movie, like a rated R movie or anything, because we're parents. There's a lot of parents, and we just want to chill and be away from kids. All right.
You don't want to have the fear of people behind you or anything like that. So if you're going with friends, sit in the middle. If you're going solo, sit in the middle. If you're going on a date, sit in the back.
There you go. A classic, Poltergeist.
Poltergeist. Yeah, I will definitely say classic too. Not one of my like go-to movies as well. But again, I don't hate horror. That's the thing. I can watch these movies over and over again. It's just a matter of how many times have I watched them throughout life. I will probably put that up there with like the legendaries and the beast.
Well, this is another legendary movie, The Shining.
The Shining. So do you really consider this more like horror as I do like thriller, suspense? Iconic scenes all across the board. You see it emulated. I can't remember. Oh yeah, the that new Demi Moore movie, The Substance. Is that what it is? Like where she takes like yeah, it's The Substance. There's a lot of Shining references in that. So a lot of people will go back to this one. I feel like this is going to be my designated, like, not my favorite, but still respect it. We'll watch it all the time, and it is a classic. We'll go B.
Right. Well, maybe continue on the trend.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
So why do you think a movie like The Shining has become as cult classic as it is? I mean, just people love that type of film, or that film specifically, right?
Yeah.
What do you think it is that makes that so good?
It is just like the visuals. Like the thing about like a Stanley Kubrick movie, or pretty much any of the cult classics, is it's like specific scenes that stick out. So you have like the twins. Like that's gonna be iconic. You have just down to the gritty details of like the colors on the walls, how that hallway looked. This iconic scene right here too. Here's Johnny. Like, you know, up until that point, like Jack Nicholson, like I wouldn't say like he was like heartthrob or anything like that, but like, you know, people would think he's more in like the handsome roles. You didn't really think he was like gonna be like this psychotic person losing his damn mind. So like this scene alone, I mean, has been emulated so many times. So I feel like The Shining, it's not so much just the story. It is definitely the iconic scenes, the visuals, the colors, all that stuff that really made it stand. It's a scene-based movie. Like,
That makes sense.
even if you've never seen the movie, I'm pretty sure you've heard "Here's Johnny." I'm pretty sure you've heard "Red Rum." I'm pretty sure you heard "Play with Us, Johnny." Like, I'm pretty sure you've heard all those things.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, there's so many, and it gets referenced so much. Like, I can't remember what like Pixar movie. Like the carpet is the same carpet from The Shining.
Yep.
It's just everything gets referenced from it. Like, and it's some are obscure, some are like obvious. Like Here's Johnny. Like, it's just an iconic film. And like me, like one thing I like about movies is like shots. So exactly that's why I like The Shining. Is because it has so many great shots in it. That's why I like a lot of Quentin Tarantino films, because he puts a lot of thought into like how the shot's gonna be.
And I don't want to be mistaken. Like, I know these are like different levels, but like the bees and all that stuff, like I don't want it to like be seen like these are bad movies by it. I'm kind of out of the norm. Like, I admire these movies. I love like what they've done to cinema and horror in general. It's just a matter of preference. I like, you know, like I'm not going to go with the crowd and say like, oh my gosh, The Shining is just the greatest movie ever. I don't really think that, but do I think it's great? Sure. Absolutely. I will give it its respect to the end of the day.
All right. Well, kind of continue on with the legendary films and classic film, The Omen.
The Omen. Actually, I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like I've only seen this as a young child, bits and pieces. I haven't really watched it as an adult, so I might have to throw this on F. I feel kind of embarrassed because that's kind of like one of the I mean,
You got that D spot.
what?
You got the D spot.
I was told if I haven't seen it, like,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
the automatic
It
F.
has to be an F. You know.
Do you like The Omen? Voice of God?
I've never seen it.
Okay.
I'm scared of horror movies.
Okay.
So the other thing about the voice of God over here is, if he won't necessarily watch movies or TV shows unless it's with someone else. Just period. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be horror, but he won't watch anything by himself. Me, I just like wrestling, and like if I want to watch it, I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it is. Here's a more modern movie that I feel like is a little divisive. I really like the marketing for this movie, and that would be Smile.
I actually really enjoyed these movies. So, like, you either liked these or you hated them. Have you've seen the second one?
I have not seen the second one. I've seen the first one.
You know, as simple as it is, it's kind of like, if you've seen the movie Truth or Dare, kind of very similar to that sort of style. Is it like a favorite? Is it like standout? Is it like groundbreaking? Probably not. It kind of goes in those contemporary horrors. It could actually move up over time if they're making it, but like, I'll put that at C. I really enjoyed them though, even though it's a C. I really actually did enjoy it.
So this is where it gets tough because this is my wife's favorite movie, like just period.
God, I already pissed her off once.
Yeah. So that is it.
Oh. I know this falls in like the classic, but that's one of my favorites. Both the original and the remake. The remake is beautiful. The original is beautiful. That is a god tier movie. Not only is it like if you're terrorized of clowns, but it's messing with you when it comes to like dreams and just the supernatural, and it has sci-fi because spoiler alert, cover your ears. Fast forward. It isn't human. It isn't an entity. It's an alien. So, and spoiler alert, done. Come back, kids. It is a great. If you haven't seen it by now, though, I'm gonna be kind of sad.
So I've seen it because it's my wife's favorite movie. I was this is the reason I was terrified of clowns for years.
Oh, understandable.
And then I met a girl. She became my girlfriend. Now she's my wife, and this was her favorite thing in the world. And there was one time she was really upset about something, and I was like, "You want to watch it?" And she's like, "But you're scared of that movie." I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
And then we watched it, and it was terrifying. And then I got over my fear of clowns. But yes, I have a special spot for that movie, and she's not the biggest fan of like the remake. I really like the remake. Yeah. Now I will say, Tim Curry, like
legendary.
You can't
replace it.
Exactly, you can't.
Yeah.
So
Bill Skarsgård did great. I mean, I'm gonna try to do the impersonation, but like, I have like watched that when I try to impersonate all the time. But the hiya, Georgie, such a nice boat. Would you like a pick? So I love like his like portrayal of that character. He did so freaking amazing. And yeah, you can't touch a legend like Tim Curry, and I think he knew that going in. Mm-hmm. He's a very respectable actor, and he made it his own. He did not try to emulate Tim Curry in the slightest. So
yeah, that's the best thing when they do their own thing. I'm gonna give this one to you, and then I'm gonna ask a question because I already know where this is going. Child's Play.
Wouldn't that be the shocker? Come on. Child's Play is always going to be God tier. I have Chucky stuff galore. I have a Chucky doll. I have a Glenn doll. I still don't have a Tiffany doll, but I just want to get the right one because some of the Tiffany dolls look atrocious. I mean, I have Chucky memorabilia galore. Just look at my basement. And if you watch any like Magnum live stream, you'll see him now. But like, I don't know why. I've been asked this question a lot of times, and I don't really know how to pinpoint it. I just think it's one of the first horror movies I watched. Child's Play 1, it's, not exactly the creepiest movie, but, I mean, it's creepy enough. A doll's coming alive. It's a possessed doll. But then it started getting, like, very humorous starting in the next one. And, I mean, who cannot, like, forget, like, Chucky starting to flip people off. Funniest thing ever. Mm-hmm. To this day, I will laugh my ass off when Kyle in Child's Play 2 is, like, honking her horn and just Chucky just, like... Oh my gosh, like, I still roll and laugh my ass off every single time. And then as it gets along, I've watched the TV series. I've watched every single movie multiple times. And just, it's wild. It's ridiculous. It makes zero sense. But does it have to? No, it's a killer doll. So
yeah, that's true.
He embraced it. And I mean, it's a slice of Americana in many reasons. And I love Don Mancini the most because, I mean, he... put a lot out there with this film too, and like it's become his personality. He's been able to, he's a gay, he's gay, and he just was able to comfortably make a lead character in his TV series that like had an openly gay like main character in it too. Like the first time in like Chucky, one of my favorite lines again with the humor of Chucky, where he just goes, the lead character is just kind of saying like, "Hey, I'm gay, like that doesn't offend you in any way." He's like, "No, I have a son who's gay. He's gender fluid." He's like, "Oh, and that doesn't bother me." He's like, "I'm not a monster, Jake." Like that's hilarious, and that's just I hear Don Mancini in that one too. So I love everything Child's Play. I could watch that a million times and I will not get tired of it.
All right, so I was gonna ask you a question, but I got a story to tell you on that. So my sisters are quite a few years older than me. The one closest in age to me is about 8 years. So there was she loved horror movies. She specifically loved like Chucky and Child's Play. One day she watched a movie. For whatever reason, it really scared her, and she had one of the dolls,
Mm-hmm.
so she threw it away. I'm young. Um, I don't even know how young I was, but I was really young, and me being a scared like baby at the time, scared little toddler. I would our rooms were like connected, so I would sometimes crawl and just lay next to her. And so one night, after she had thrown away the doll, I just like crawl into bed. She kind of wakes up and she thinks the Chucky doll coming back for revenge, so she throws me off the bed. And so, but yeah, so shout out to my sister Sandra. So
I will say one more. My daughter, my almost 2-year-old daughter, one of her first words was Chucky. She has a Hello Kitty Chucky. She has an actual like authentic Chucky like mini doll. She has all things Chucky. She had Chucky pillow. And I'll say, hey, where's Chucky? She'll go run and grab it right away. And it's like Chucky all the time. So I already have a budding Chucky fan in my life. So.
Nickname alert.
Yeah.
all right, we'll go to this next movie, and then I'll ask some other questions here. But
Okay.
Hereditary.
Hereditary. This one like I'm gonna put this up there. I feel like I haven't done any D's. No, it's not a D level, but like, kind of one of those modern ones, kind of like the Mine F's, and like it's become meme worthy and all that stuff too. I enjoyed it. It was something different. It was a different pace. I haven't seen it in a while. I might want to revisit it again.
I just watched it for the first time.
I think I first saw it when it first came out, and that had to be what we're talking probably like 8-9 years maybe.
I think so.
It's an older one. So
Weekend of Stripes.
yeah.
Charity show. You
Yep.
mentioned outside of this video that Magnum does 2 charity shows a year.
Yep.
So with Weekend of Stripes, what are the charities?
Yep. Good Life Bulldog Rescue, and then a Muddy Paws. Both like we started doing like the 2 charities in one show to kind of split the funds. We started doing that at Over the Top last year, where we did Sammy Strong and Pediatric Cancer Action Network. So like it's really nice to kind of just, instead of just picking one, like let's share the wealth as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
And last year we set record numbers, like I think it was like 15,000, and I set that record to do like let's go 16,000 this year. So it's great, all the profits are going to the charity. Like we're not pocketing any of this stuff. We're paying our talent. And the rest is we're writing those checks off to the charities. To what the greatest feeling in the world to me is when we like take the checks to whoever like we're helping out. So like last year we did Midland Humane Society. Like walking in there, like not only did I like did we donate with that too? I actually donated time, and I was a dog walker for a month, like going up to before the show. Did some like cat handling, all that stuff too. So like. It's really cool if I can like actually volunteer hours to give more than just money too, because they need that as well. And then just the going out to Sammy Strong, they had a home run derby, putting extra funds to go out there and do the home run derby, where we had Brixton Nash and Nino Hatchett kind of embarrassing themselves because there's some heavy hitters out there, and baseball is not their forte. Great wrestlers, not so much baseball players. Getting shown up by like teenagers and even young kids for that matter. But yeah, just it's more than just a charity show. It's just our community involvement. We want to become every sort of the community and that we can, because that is what Magnum is. We're a community, and so I just want to share our community with others and grow us, while giving a little bit of extra coin to those who need it. So.
Perfect. All right. Well. Come support Weekend of Stripes. Again, March 21st is Friday. Doors open at 6. Shows at 7. Buy your tickets now, because there probably won't be anything at the door.
Yep. Dangerously
low. So next movie, you kind of mentioned Hereditary being like just a mind bender type of movie. Here's another one, Malignant.
Malignant. Trying to think of the director. Yes. So this is I'm not sure if I've seen this one yet. And my friend Lexi was probably going to kill me because I think she's suggested this one was enough. Did you watch this one?
So I have not, and the reason why is because it got spoiled for me.
Okay.
And it like when it gets spoiled for you, it's like it's a big deal. Didn't cut this one right, God. So there you are.
What?
He cut these out. This one's not cut out right.
Yeah.
I don't know if Malignant is written by the same people. I can't think of the movie. I'll think of it later, but yeah. It's one of the ones I've been told to watch. I just haven't watched it yet for whatever reason. But.
Yeah, I've heard great things. I saw a couple just random scenes, but because I found out of like the ending, I was like, kind of ruined the movie a little bit. So go into it blind if you absolutely can. That'd be my recommendation. Next movie, again, kind of going to a classic and kind of into some movies I've heard you talk about, but Nightmare on Elm Street.
Oh. Yeah. Iconic. Freddy Krueger. Man, that's one of my first horror films too. I actually have a tattoo design that I'm hopefully getting within the next 2 years. It's gonna be right here. I don't care if somebody gets this tattoo good on them, but one of the tattoo ideas is actually similar to just kind of that artwork, maybe not too similar, but in a VHS case, out of it is the Freddy Krueger glove coming around to wrap their hand around my arm. So it is the thing of nightmares. It just, Freddy Krueger, a gross dude. You look at the backstory, it's very disturbing, and he's invading dreams of the teenagers and whatnot. One of the main reasons I already love Stranger Things, but one of the main reasons I love season 4 so much is because it's so inspired by Nightmare. Vecna is basically Freddy Krueger, just manipulating dreams that take over into the real world. And it's just Freddy Krueger's iconic. That is God tier. He is Mount Rushmore. Nobody does it better than Robert Englund.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the remake. Just because I think Jackie Earl, I think is his name. He didn't do a bad job, but it's hard to really. I thought the same way with Tim Curry and whatnot. Yeah. I feel like it can be done, but I don't know. There's just something off. Freddy Krueger is such an iconic role that has to be left alone. I'll watch those movies over and over again, no matter how campy they got. There's so many of them. I have the entire collection. So
perfect. I also know where this is going too for this next movie. Terrifier.
So. Controversial movie.
You want to put it there.
I do.
Yeah.
I will get backlash from many others. Even myself. I'll probably second guess myself. Okay, so I put it in S. It is still kind of relatively unknown. It started making its ways because of how gross they are. It will make you uncomfortable.
Yep.
It is shock value through and through. Some people will definitely question your sanity when you watch them and actually like them. I like movies that take bold steps. I don't like watching, movies that have happy endings and, are great in that aspect. But, I like movies that push the envelope, make you uncomfortable. That is what cinema is about to me. Terrifier does that in multiple ways. And I feel like Damien Leone, the director, he has set the bar too high. I don't know what he said he has 2 more movies planned. I don't know what he has planned to up the ante of what he's done already. But I will put that up there because it is iconic in the way that it has set what is it called? Torture porn movies. It has set the bar for those. And here's the most beautiful part about it. I'm an 80s nut through and through. I'm an 80s kid. Very inspired by 80s. If you listen to the soundtrack, it's very light 80s, which is weird for the content that's in it.
Yeah.
And then if you watch the movie, it's shot very grainy, kind of give that 80s vibe as well too. So I liked it in that aspect as well too.
Yeah. And then they have more practical effects too.
Yeah.
So it's I've seen the movie. I was not expecting to like the movie, and I really did. I've seen all 3 of them now. So when the 4th one comes out, I'll probably watch it. But
it's giving you more lore. Too.
Yeah,
you understand it a little bit more, and I will admit it. Lauren Lavara, she plays Sienna in the movie. She's like my celebrity crush right now too. So there's a lot of reasons to like Terrifier. So.
Yeah, it's really crazy movie. So you just gotta watch it if you haven't. Yeah, and you just heard all these things about it, you just gotta make your own opinion. You just gotta watch it yourself.
Even if you can get like 20 minutes through it, just say like I tried.
Yeah,
I tried.
It's a little rough at times because it's like, oh my god, the brutality in that movie.
One more thing though. Another thing I admire about this from the filmmaker aspect, this movie had like a shoestring budget, the first one, and it made like $1 million, I think. Like,
yeah.
And then the second one, they's like, okay, here's $3 million for your movie, or like maybe $1 million or something like that, and they like tripled that budget. Terrifier 3 comes out, I think they had $3 million. That's where they had $3 million. It made $100+ million, like worldwide.
Yeah.
That is awesome to be able to take your coin that far. On $3 million is not a lot of money for like movies. If you like think about like the budgets you see in movies, the fact that they made that much money for the studio, of course, you're probably going to see a lot of it. And I feel like that's why Damien Leone's like, I think I'm going to do 2 more. Because before he was like, yeah, we'll have 1 more. But after they made that much money, he's like, retirement.
Next up, so with this one, I don't just seeing everything here. I don't really know where you would place this, but The Ring.
Man, I'm probably gonna go. I like it in the S, but I don't really feel it's like at that level to me where I feel like I'll put it in the A. It's one of those movies too that are. I've seen the Japanese version of it new as well. It's one of those movies that did kind of scare me as a kid too. The whole 7 days. Samara just looks evil and just amazing in that one too. Like just iconic character. I'm just kind of sad there's not a lot more movies to this too. I don't remake it by any means, but I just wish there was more movies.
Yeah.
I will definitely say it's one of my favorite movies to watch. I wouldn't put it in my God tier, but it's definitely a favorite.
Okay. Wicked at Stripes.
Yep.
A lot of matches.
6 action-packed matches.
6 action-packed matches.
That's just the main card.
What? I know it's probably really hard to pick, but what match are you most excited to see?
Oh, so many. That's such a loaded question.
It is.
You know, you could say the main event of Red Wing and Fowler for the Magnum Championship. You could say the historic Hellcat Championship match. The first ever women's championship in Magnum between like Sadie Bell and Breyer. Like just it's gonna be epic in that. So I feel, you could say those two, but like I think to me I love ladder matches. And the Piggy in the Bank is always the most unpredictable match on the card.
True.
We have two very unpredictable matches a year, and that is our Over the Top Battle Royal, and then we have our Piggy in the Bank.
Yep.
We have all these competitors trying to climb a ladder to take home a Piggy in the Bank that guarantees them a future title shot. They could either take the Magnum Championship title shot or they can go with the Top Gun Championship. They just get a guaranteed shot. So There's going to be some hunger. There's going to be some risks that have never been taken before. You're going to see people falling off like 20-foot ladders, as Jim Ross would say. You're going to see stuff broken, bodies broken. It's going to be a train wreck. It's always one of my favorites to watch because not only is it just the action, but seeing fire that you've never seen before in some of the competitors, especially with the lineup this year. We have very young, up-and-coming like competitors in it, too, that are very hungry. This is their shot, slingshot to the top. 3 or 4 months ago when they're making their debuts, like, they're just debuting. Yeah. Now they could just be like, okay, I don't have to get 5 or 6 wins in a row to finally be worthy of a title shot. One night, I can get my title shot.
And whenever they want to.
Whenever they want. They have that unpredictability in the palm of their hand. So it is a wild night. You see people do things. It's going to be noteworthy. So I'm going to say Piggy in the Bank is my most anticipated match for Weekend at Stripes.
Perfect. Again, get your tickets dangerously low.
March 21st.
March 21st.
Relevant Center.
There's an echo. Next. Jeepers Creepers.
Jeepers Creepers. Where'd you get those peepers? Campy. I don't know. Is this the movie I feel like that started the trend of Justin Long? Have you seen this one?
Yes.
Justin Long just getting
like in horror films.
yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, this is the first time I saw Justin Long in a horror movie. He might have been in another one, but that was the first time that I saw him was in Jeepers Creepers in the first one.
Yeah, and I'm putting it at B. Like it's I liked it. Just it was again something different. I liked Justin Long at the time too. Still do, but like it's not one that I've watched a ton. That's something I've enjoyed. So I'll put that in the B.
And next up, kind of, I feel like this is semi-controversial just because, like, there's a lot of people that kind of talk trash on the movie, but there's also a lot of people that really like the original, but also just in general the franchise of it. But Paranormal Activity.
Oh gosh, this is a tough one too because normally it's one of my favorites. I could put it in as I'm going to put it in A. It's right there with The Ring. I will watch those movies. They kind of got worse as time went on. I would probably say the first three are the ones I can rewatch. After that, it's kind of like, I don't know. Like, wasn't like a huge fan of them.
Mm-hmm.
Although I did like the one. I think there was the fourth one where it's from the perspective of the computer screens.
Mm-hmm.
That was really cool. But yeah, like the marked ones and all that stuff. Not a fan, but dude, like that was iconic when it came to found footage movies.
Mm-hmm.
The effects, what they did, like it's homegrown movie that just shoestring budget that made millions upon millions, and that's why there's so many.
Yeah.
So I will definitely put that as one of my absolute favorites. Not God mode just because I put Blair Witch up there because I still feel like that's the innovator, but that's a very close second.
Very cool. Yeah, I can see that. So I don't know if this would be considered a horror movie again, but it's definitely a thriller suspense movie. American Psycho.
American Psycho. Yeah, we'll put that one in B.
B.
No.
No?
Okay. Hate me just because I want to put it B there.
Okay.
I haven't watched it more than like twice. I will give it its due, like just kind of like the iconic scenes, the iconic memes, all that stuff too. Not really one of my like favorites, but I respect it. It's definitely not an F.
Yeah.
But I needed to put something in D, so unfortunately, American Psycho, you are my D sacrifice. That sounded very wrong. PG-13 kids.
I really like the movie personally. I just like Christian Bale as an actor. Like like seeing him in that, and the next thing I see him in is Batman.
Yeah.
Just seeing first of all the like opposites of the movie, but also like the similarities of it, of, like his character. So it's just kind of wild to see.
He's such a method actor too. Mm-hmm. Like he gets lost in these roles, and that's why I hate that I put it in D. I could put it in B, even sometimes A, but like I just feel like, from my own personal opinion, it's not one of my favorite movies overall. Christian Bale gets all the roses though. Mm-hmm. Amazing actor. So, and look at that face. Like, dude looks like a psycho, an American psycho.
He does. So. All right, so we're down to the last movie. Before I hand you this, does the voice of God have any questions? Okay.
No, it's all personal to you, you know.
I know I'm gonna have friends who are watching this who are probably they're gonna like it or hate it. I feel like they're gonna have some like opinions on some of these choices.
Yeah. If you have opinions on Logan's
choices,
comment down below.
Don't even just like tell me to like put on this video and say like, oh, I'm messing with my. Either tell me I'm an idiot or I'm very wise. But I might have lost some friends.
Oh, we'll see. Last one, I feel it's a very iconic movie in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Texas Chainsaw. See, iconic Leatherface. Everyone knows him. One of my favorites. Probably not. Gosh, this one might be controversial. No, actually, no. We're gonna go see.
C tier. Okay.
Okay. Leatherface gets his due. It's an iconic, and I mean, based on the true story, all that stuff too. Creepy in that aspect. I don't know why. I never could latch onto it. Like, I never was like, I have to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And I don't know if it was just because of when I started watching it, being in like a weird period of like movies. Because like when I was born, or like when I was like young, Child's Play, Nightmare on Elm Street, those were the movies to go to. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, more of like the 70s based movies. And I don't really watch a lot of like 70s horror. There's some out there, but like Texas Chainsaw Massacre just wasn't one of them. And but again, I'll respect the Leatherface like sort of aspect. But I played the video game, which is kind of like a cat and mouse game. But yeah, I mean, iconic. Leatherface, A tier or S tier. Movie, we'll go see.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that is the rankings. Oh,
Add 2 of your own.
oh,
Add 2 of my own.
So
movies.
any 2 movies that you think need to be up there, whether it be your S tier, your F tier, whatever
Okay.
your opinion, but 2 that we didn't include.
I'll try to do like 2 of like the opposite tiers then.
It's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of fun because I mean, I feel like there's some very overrated like horror films out there, and then there's like, you know, the superb ones that I just absolutely adore. Kind of like a tough question. We covered like the Screen Ground, covered Terrifier, Nightmare on Elm Street, Chucky, obviously.
Oh, and I'm gonna throw one at you too that I didn't include just because.
Oh,
Yeah. So we'll
just
see.
do it right now while I'm still thinking.
Happy Death Day.
Happy Death Day.
Yeah.
I love Blumhouse movies.
Okay.
So like Happy Death Day was like a really cool concept. I would probably put Happy Death Day on the A tier because it was something different.
Okay.
Blumhouse is pretty fun. I mean, they have bad ones too, but they also have like really good ones too.
Okay.
I guess while we're going in like Blumhouse, like order two, I would say I don't know. I could go Megan, but that kind of goes in the realm of Chucky. I do like the Megan movies. Excited for Megan 2.0. Let me go with Black Phone. If you've seen that one. I will put Black Phone. I know I said opposite too. Let me put Black Phone on the A because it's just like the first one I came up to. It all depends. It could go to S. I'm very curious on how the second one's going to be.
Oh yeah.
How the first one ended, I'm not sure how a second one could be.
I agree.
But I'm open to it because the movie was so good. It was different. Like I didn't really expect it to kind of enter the realm of supernatural, but also the realm of creepy, like killer, like psycho killer sort of thing. So, I really enjoyed that movie. I'm gonna try to go like overrated horror films, and I don't know. Man, that's a good choice there. Because I don't know how many like horror movies I actually like really hated.
Children of the Corn, though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very vocal on that one. Gosh. And it's funny too because I mean I like Stephen King like stuff a lot. You know, like there's Creepshow, which was a good one too. We'll go another one that's I mean I'm sad to say Stephen King also has some of the most like stinkers out there in my opinion. Christine, like a movie about a killer car, like.
Oh yeah. Okay. I was like Christine.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the name of that movie.
Christine, Cujo, Carrie, like he had like that whole C like thing that he was going on there. But like I don't know, I did not like Christine. Like, I was like cool. Like Cujo, even I'm just like cool killer dog. Like it's nothing like too scary. So yeah, Stephen King has some of like the iconic ones, but he also has some of like the stinker ones too. One of the most recent ones, The Monkey, based on one of his short stories. I love that movie. But I feel like the twist of Osgood Perkins kind of helped that. One more I will do. I know you just said 2, and I don't know how long this movie is going. One that I did not enjoy. Gosh dang it, why am I losing it? Is another Osgood Perkins that had Nicolas Cage long legs. Did not enjoy that movie.
Really? So I haven't finished it. I've just got to the beginning. I was really excited for it.
Yeah.
I just haven't watched it.
It was just too all over the place for me. Nicolas Cage, beautiful work, creepy as all get out. But I'm like, at the end of that movie, like I like having a mindset where like what happened and I'm like curious to know. And that one I'm just like, but what direction were they going? Like I'm so confused right now. So that would be probably one of the more overrated because it got a lot of hype. Everyone was saying like greatest horror film to ever come out for a while, and I'm just like, that's a stretch. Like, was it bad? No. Was like Nicolas Cage great? Yes. Yeah. Was the movie like you have to watch it? No. So those are some that come to mind that I haven't watched recently.
Well, there's our list. I picked random movies And this is what
Good choices. Good
Yeah.
choices.
I try to keep a good blend of
Tell your
everything.
wife sorry again about your friend. I will.
She'll live.
I will go to my. I'll go to my grave.
At least you got it up there, so
Yeah.
that's
Redeemed.
it balances itself out.
Yep.
Well, that's our video. We great picks. Again, if you have any comments, any thoughts, down below is where you can put those opinions there. Let us know what you think of Logan's choices. Let us know what movie we should have also added on here. Again, Weekend at Stripes, March 21st, at the Relevant Center. Doors open at 6. Buy your tickets now. They're very low. I know row 1 sold out.
Yep.
I think row
Two
2
gone. Yep.
is sold
Row
out.
3's almost gone.
It's almost gone. I bought the last ticket in one of the sections for row 3 for someone.
Yeah.
So it's super close. Do not expect to walk up and get a ticket.
Right.
Like they will have to turn you away.
And I will say we're very generous on like the content we put out there. I will say the only way that you're going to be able to watch Weekend at Stripes Volume 3 for the foreseeable future is live and in person. Yeah, you might get bits and pieces or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can watch that replay, but you're going to probably see it on IWTV, and it's it's going to be that way for a few months. So like if you want to see history, if you want to see the best action, that I will say, to the end of my days, the best wrestling action here in the Omaha area. And I'm saying that with all unbiased. Even if I was just a fan, Magnum is the best. I love Magnum. And I could just sit here and say, as like the promoter, like, yeah, of course, this is like great because I'm like behind all of it. No, there is such a team. It is the talent that is going to the ring that make these shows. So it's the production crew that I'm building. It is everything. It's beautiful and it is an experience. It's not just a wrestling show. It's an experience.
Absolutely.
My favorite thing is bring your friends who aren't wrestling fans. I bet you at the end of the night they're going to like, let's go do that again because I've heard it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
That is like one of the favorite things that Jason Strife loved to hear. We would hear that from, and we would like giggle to ourselves like, yes, we converted another one. So even if you're not a wrestling fan, it's something to do. It's something different.
Mm-hmm.
Don't expect to like, hey, I'm just going to watch this on YouTube or anything like that. You have to experience the show in person because it's going to be epic.
Watching wrestling at home and watching it live
So
with a
different.
crowd, it's so different. If you've never experienced it, you have to. Like, it makes the world of difference. And you will become a fan at the end of the night, and you will come to the next show. Like, it's a guarantee.
Mm-hmm.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, write us a haiku, give us your comments, let us know your opinions. Buy a ticket, and of course,
If that check bounces.
so do you. Okay, bye.